So a Ruby on Rails application is really just a set of files and folders, and they activate and are viewable in the browser by using what we call a Rails server. So what we're going to do now is generate the default template for a Ruby on Rails application. And every Rails application starts out with this default set of code and files. So the way we're going to do that is make sure that we are in the workspace folder. And then from here, we're going to type Rails new, and then the name of the folder we want to store our application in. So Rails new, this is a special command given to us by Rails since Rails is installed on the system, and it's going to generate all of the files and folders that make up an actual Rails application. So we're going to do that now by hitting enter. Now you might have to give it a second, but you'll see that it's creating a bunch of files and folders for us. So this is where all of our code is going to go when we edit our application. So you'll know that you're done when you get the prompt back, and you can see that we're still back in this workspace folder, and it's finished all of its different file generations and things like that. So now if we unfold this, we'll see that we've got a blog folder inside, and likewise we could just type ls in here in the console, and it says that there's a blog folder there. Now we can change directories and jump inside the blog folder, so let's do that. We'll need to do that to go forward. So I'm going to type cd space blog. And then if I type ls again from here, it'll list out everything that's inside that blog folder. And we can kind of confirm that just by clicking right up here. And there you go. You can see the same exact files and folders that have been laid out here. Now these files and folders down here, these are what makes up a skeleton Rails app. This is the core of any Rails app when you generate the app for us. So that's really nice. We don't have to go in there and create every single file and folder by hand. This generator saves us a lot of time and lets us, kind of have everything organized the way it should be by default. Now, the next thing we need to do is go over here to this special file that comes with every Rails app, and it's called a gem file. So in this file, we have these special lines of code where they say gem and then some special name. And these are essentially prepackaged pieces of code that we can pull from the internet. And what we're doing here by using gems is that we're saving ourselves time and not having to reinvent the wheel. We're able to use other people's public pieces of code to handle basic operations and tasks so that we wouldn't have to go and develop those things out. And we're going to use them a lot more down the line, but for now, just make sure that you have a line in there that says gem Rails, and ideally the same version number that I have here. But as long as you have something above 4.0, you're going to be fine. So if you need to add that to this file, make sure you go ahead and do so, although it should be there by default. And then likewise, make sure that you also have another line in there that says gem, and then this right here, SQLite 3. You're going to need that as well going forward. So we'll have to go down here and run a special command, and it's called bundle install. And what that'll do is it will install any of these gems by downloading them from the web and then getting them ready and stored in our application. So I'm just going to run that right now, even though I didn't make any changes, just to show you what happens. And there you go. It has basically reached out into the web and just made sure that we have all the files we need if we made any changes here. And then you'll know it's complete when you get this green confirmation. And we're back now with our prompt showing. So from here, what we'll need to do is start up our actual Rails server. So what this will do is it'll start a software server so that we can go into the browser and open a new tab and look at our actual application. We'll want to see the home page. We'll want to see some other pages, right? So this set of files and folders will display certain pages as we kind of design the application to do so. So by default, Rails does have a home page, and to see it, what we need to do is type bundle exec, so bundle execute, and then Rails server. Okay, so make sure you have that down word for word, and we're going to hit enter. And what this will do is start up our actual Rails software server. Okay, so now this console tab has been dedicated to kind of logging any activity in the browser, and we can now view our actual home page of this application that we've just generated by clicking the preview tab up here and then clicking port 3000. You don't want to click the one with SSL, just port 3000. And it should open a separate tab, and there you go. This is the default homepage of a Rails application when you first generate the application.